Hello, welcome to the Pixel Shed podcast. It's another week, it's another time. Here we are.
Here we are.
We're here on video and on soundcloud.com/pixelshed because I've noticed that since we've been doing the videos that some people have been confused as to how they could listen through an audio thing, but it's just the same as usual.
Audio
go there.
podcasts are still good.
They're still good.
Yeah.
You know, we don't do much on camera that needs to be edited out for audio.
We
so
sit. I occasionally rearrange my hat.
I continually stroke my head throughout the whole thing.
All the thrills.
I flick my hair a lot.
Jacob looks ill.
Jacob is very ill.
I'm rather ill.
That's why he's over there, alone on
With
that
tissue
with tissue.
on the table.
That's not masturbatory tissue.
I wish.
We could do that for a video at one point. The Doctor of Desire is in the house once again.
Look out for that.
Coming in your house.
He is. He sure is.
Video games.
Video games are a genuine thing, but I think a more pressing matter, if Spotfest want to take over for a few seconds, is that Daniel Bryan has announced his retirement from the WWE.
Well, the video game
Ding, ding, ding.
sites have been reporting this. We went on GameSpot.
That's the excuse.
Our trusty news source.
Our trusty
and
news
we were
source.
just bombarded with this news. So.
GameSpot had it. Polygon had it.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of wrestling fans in the video game business,
Believe
it
it or
turns
not, there's a
out.
large cross section.
Yeah.
One nerdy thing and another nerdy thing.
So, Daniel Bryan is going to be on Raw tonight.
Yeah, I'll reserve most of my judgment on it until after Raw. I want to see where they go with it. There's a little bit of me that's still thinking, oh, maybe he'll go to another company.
Audience will probably know by the time this goes up.
Yeah,
Yeah, they'll
but
probably
we don't.
Yeah.
Um,
This is a time capsule.
time capsule, but do you think he has a chance in another? Because he's been cleared by every other medic except WWE.
Yeah, that's what's making me think. And apparently, he tried to hand his notice in.
Yeah, that one wrestling journalist, Dave Meltzer.
Yeah,
There are no other journalists in wrestling. It's just him and then
and it's
journalism.
him and his cronies.
There's like 5 tops that
Tops.
are like well known. No, there's definitely some places that. There's a lot of places that would take him. I think there's only a few places he would want to go. I think Japan would be the best.
Yeah, although
If he wants to, though I don't.
the
Honestly
more I think about him going to Japan is like
their style of wrestling.
imagine
is not
him
good
going
for his
against
injury.
like Shibata and then just
Yeah.
headbutts and
I'd like to think they'd be smarter than that.
Well, that's so. I was talking with Aaron Renfrew,
Oh yeah.
friend of the show, Aaron Renfrew, about this, and he said because I said in any other case he would probably just go to Japan.
Yep.
Because that seems to be where a lot of the Western wrestlers seem to just go. And he was like,
yeah.
that wouldn't be a smart
any
idea.
kind of self-respecting Western wrestler that gets kicked out or something of WWE.
They end up in Japan for a bit.
Yeah. If you're not a self-respecting one, you end up in a place like TNA.
But he was like, well, that doesn't seem like a smart idea for exactly the reason you said. But I said but the wrestlers over in Japan are way more technically sound.
Oh yeah, we could get some technical classics. Hopefully they'd be smart enough.
They would be safer than anywhere else in the West.
Yeah, hopefully they'd be smart enough to not go with like the strong style.
Yeah, maybe someone like Tanahashi wouldn't be a bad shout.
Yeah,
Okada, maybe Goto.
yeah.
Something like that. There'd be fine matchups for him.
Stay away from Ishii.
Yes. Makabe,
Yeah.
Shibata, and all those people, yeah.
And those guys that just raw
They just
headbutts.
hit each other very hard. They
That's
just take turns hitting each other.
Well, I think he could
That's their
take. I think.
thing.
Yeah.
I think if they wanted to put him against these hard hitters, they could just
he
say
can hit them.
they can say to him before. They can say to them beforehand, maybe just avoid his head.
Yeah, you can have little kick fights in the chest or something
Yeah.
with someone.
Yeah.
I don't know, but
Daniel Bryan.
we'll see what happens.
Yeah, most likely probably just take
Daniel Bryan or
a non-role in WWE.
possibly
I honestly think that's
Bryan
the best thing for
Danielson.
him. I mean, I know he said he doesn't like doing training stuff, but honestly, I think a role in the performance center is what would be best for
Could you
him.
imagine him as a figurehead on NXT?
Yeah, how cool would that be?
And then
Or a commentator or something.
face authority figure.
Oh my gosh, what a novel concept.
the next Teddy Long.
I mean, we have big Billy Regal right now, but
But he's getting old.
He's going to come down and set up the tag team matches.
Oh, yeah.
Just put him as a manager.
He'll just do the same with submission. Yeah, but he's never been a great talker, that's all.
Is that his... He's
never been a great talker. He got by on his ring work, really. And his pointing.
And his pointing. You could just have him pointing at people.
Someone like The Miz, he's going to be a manager in the future.
Yeah.
Because he's primarily just his mouth.
But he's also a real good talker.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
He's solid in the ring, but he's primarily known for his speech.
Yeah.
So
transplant the Miz's health into Daniel Bryan, and then put the Miz.
Let's cripple the Miz so he can just talk.
But no, it's
you
like,
don't need these limbs anymore.
But is it a huge loss for the WWE?
They're doing fine without him.
Yeah, I mean, if this had sprung up 2 years ago, you'd say it'd be a huge loss, but he's effectively already been retired.
He's been gone for so long, yeah.
It's kind of just what we've all been expecting to happen. So, it's just...
I bet he does one last
confirmed
thing.
Our deepest fears.
Yeah. It's a shame.
Yeah,
it's a shame.
It's a big shame.
But there's the up and up's on the way. Nakamura's on his way to NXT.
Yeah.
What timing?
What timing?
But that was always like a dream match.
As soon as Bryan's leaving,
Bryan
Nakamura
versus
arrives.
Nakamura.
Yeah.
Oh, wrestling.
Yeah.
Fuck you guys for getting me into like the news side of it,
The politics.
the politics and shit like that. Finding myself on
Smarkiness.
Squared Circle at like 5:30 in the morning because I can't sleep. What else am I going to do with my time except for stare at this picture of Dave Meltzer's office for a while and get
marvel at it.
infuriated at it? Dave Meltzer, if you ever watch this, tidy your fucking office. Pay me! I need a job. I'll tidy it for you.
We'd love to work for you, Dave Meltzer.
I'll even edit your work.
Sure.
That's a very deep cut. That's a deep cut. The video games are a thing.
Big thing.
Ollie's got something big to talk about, but let's just go in our usual little circle. Jacob.
Gloss over.
Has there been anything new on the plate?
No.
No?
No.
What about what we've been playing recently? Anything
In our sessions.
Bit.do/pixel shed. No opinions.
I mean, we're playing more of what we've already been
Yeah.
playing, so it's like, well, sure, we played Pokemon Coliseum.
We did.
That's good.
It's a good video game. I'm getting morbidly curious about XD Gale of Darkness.
I'd be happy to play that.
I think we should.
I say once we get through
I don't know if
Coliseum,
we
we
can do
move
it
straight on to...
concurrently.
Yeah. I kind of like, it's not that I want to wrap up, because Pokemon Coliseum is amazing, but I'm slowly noticing how short that game is.
That's
Like
fine.
let's finish it then, because I've never played it and I want to get through it.
when I like think about it in my head, because I played that, originally when I was like 10, 11 years
Think
old.
about when you hit the big points in the story and you're like, shit, we're already coming up to this bit.
Like we're already coming up onto Mirror B.
Mirror B.
Which that took me like a month to get
It's like
to
the
originally.
first proper boss.
Yeah.
Really. Yeah.
It's like it took me like a good month to get to Mirror B, and then like a month to beat him because I just couldn't figure out how to get past Entei.
I love Mirror B.
But yeah, no.
We did Bloodborne.
Still continuing.
Yeah.
Vicar Amelia.
Mhm.
Certainly a boss.
Yep.
That is.
As we said about Bloodborne, it's kind of got me wanting to play Dark Souls again.
Yeah. So if we want to just like, jump around because there's a.
Well, as I was saying to you, I had a clear out of my Steam library.
Yes.
So just to save some memory, I uninstalled all the games that I don't play or I don't have any save files for. I've now got about 20 left. Went down from 92. And Dark Souls is one of the ones I kept because I keep saying to myself, I'm gonna replay that. Well, I say replay. I never got that far in it.
No, just look into it.
I want to get around to that.
So I think I said this on last week's podcast. We've reached like the point in Bloodborne where it has become very much a Souls game, which is, all right. I'm obviously not powerful enough to do this. I have to keep going backwards and forwards in the same area. Try to grind out. Try to find something new. Just do something interesting with my time in this game or like take on this boss, whatever. But like Dark Souls is very much a plodding video game. Bloodborne is very quick.
Okay.
The point that if I was like compare like if we were to like look at them like it's the same like Pokemon, you know, like if we were to look at like the beats that we've reached with the From Software beat in Bloodborne that we've reached is like a good 20 hours into Dark Souls.
Okay.
Like you the beats that we're reaching now with like the big huge monsters and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They appear, you know, the Dark Souls is mostly just big monster bosses and stuff like that. But like the ones like Vicar Amelia where you're like tested to your absolute limit.
Yeah.
And even Father Gregory.
Gascoigne.
Gascoigne. I keep getting you mixed up with the Half-Life 2 guy. Father Gascoigne. That type that where you're completely and utterly tested to the absolute limit is you aren't tested like with Dark Souls properly. Like, okay, some of the bosses are really fucking difficult. Like the gargoyles are difficult and stuff like that. But like it's not until you reach like Sen's Fortress where Dark Souls takes a huge fucking turn.
Right.
Some people quit at that point. Some people might say Sen's Fortress is like the limit that they can get to because it's a lot of like fighting from software systems.
Yeah. See,
because it's a lot of balancing on beams and stuff like that. And obviously the game's not built around nimble movement.
See, the reason I stopped playing Dark Souls, I never quit because of difficulty. I just struggled to get into it.
Yeah, I'm the same.
And I think a lot of it was to do with the story or lack of.
Yeah,
because I was just like, I'm just wandering around and killing these undead things. I don't know why I'm doing this. Like, there's nothing compelling me to do this.
But it's the Dark Souls lore. Like obviously, like today, Dark Souls 3 opening cinematic came out. We were just talking about that beforehand.
Watched it before, yeah.
Like if you've never played Dark Souls properly or like ever looked into it, makes no fucking sense.
Oh yeah, I don't have a clue.
I can't tell you. I honestly can't tell you like some of the points of like Dark Souls plot. Like I can't tell you anything about Dark Souls 2 to save my life.
All I know of Dark Souls is you are undead and
you are the chosen undead that
and you've got a gammy
prison.
face and you can do something with a fire
so,
and
like,
make
Dark
your face
Souls,
better.
Yeah, so like Dark Souls ends with you killing Gwyn, Lord of Cinder, and then choosing whether to like walk away and keep the world in. I think it's like keep the world in darkness, and like the darkness is like humans are around now and they're the darkness. Or like rekindling the light and putting everything right. I don't know. I honestly can't tell you. But the Dark Souls 3 cinematic came out, and you were like, no idea. And I said, "What?
Look nice."
Deliberately showed all the bosses, like the main bosses that you're going to be fighting.
What those things were. Okay.
Like the big giant will be one.
I saw the big giant man.
The big sludgy thing.
Big sludgy thing. Turtle woman.
Monster from Godzilla.
What was the turtle woman?
She was a pilgrim.
A pilgrim. Why is she a turtle?
The one that collapses in the sand.
She's got a turtle shell.
Yeah, she's a pilgrim. Like,
Why's she got a turtle shell?
I'm guessing this takes place after Dark Souls has gone like, whatever the choice the chosen undead did has gone horribly wrong.
Okay.
And things have gone wrong because they're talking
But they
about.
have a right.
Well, it's up to you. It's up to you. It's one of those where you have to really read into it and like stretch for like understanding.
The ending of Dark Souls 1.
Yeah.
What happened in 2 then?
I can't honestly tell you.
In between.
Because Miyazaki didn't work on 2.
Oh, right.
He was working on Bloodborne and gave it to, and that's why some people don't like Dark Souls 2.
Yeah.
But then some people really like Dark Souls 2 because it fixes a lot of the issues with Dark Souls. Dark Souls 2 is not easier. It's just like
I've heard it's more accessible.
Yeah, far more accessible. But I've been looking at like Dark Souls 3 gameplay and stuff like that, and like they're obviously catering to like the new crowd that they've got with the thief class that they've just unveiled. Okay. Because that moves a lot like Bloodborne. Right. So like it's still doing the rolls, but you're way quicker. Yeah. I think it's also got the dodge and stuff like it, but it's like a bigger emphasis on like circling an opponent so to catch them off guard during their animation, so you can backstab them.
Well, like when I played Dark Souls, I played like I can't remember what the class is called. It was like Hunter or something. Mm-hmm. Whichever the one with the bow is. Yeah. Because I usually in like fantasy games, I usually lean towards archery classes, and I kind of quickly found that that wasn't the best way to play this
Archery
game.
in Dark Souls games is completely and utterly useless.
Yeah.
Up until 3, where 3, the thief class seems to be focusing like... So like, in Demons' Souls...
Demons'?
Because it has an apostrophe S on it.
Oh.
Yeah, Demons' Souls.
Mm.
Demon Souls. There's the health bar, stamina bar, and then there's a mana bar.
Yeah.
And they got rid of mana in Dark Souls.
Yeah.
And Bloodborne doesn't have... I don't think Bloodborne has much magic in it. Dark Souls works on, like, ammunition, almost. So you'd have to buy spells. And so you basically grind out souls.
Yeah, I never really...
Buy, like, pieces of paper with spells on and stuff like that. And then it's like, okay, now I can cast Fireball over and over again. So I've got, like, 6 Fireballs. So that's what they give you at the start, or something like that. Like, hey, if you want to go into magic...
Yeah, so with, like, fantasy games, I kind of always stray away from magic. And I lean towards, like, the more archery side. So, but, I just kind of quickly found with Dark Souls... This isn't your typical fantasy game.
Yeah. No, so like...
I can't play it like I would
no,
with
it's a
something
lot of
like
Knights and Dragons.
Elder Scrolls.
It's a lot of like before D&D changed the rules and stuff like that.
Yeah. Which was another thing that kind of put me off it again, because I felt like while I'm given the choice of what class I want to play, there's clearly a big advantage to going with like sword and shield.
Yes. No, that's like Dark Souls. The only way you can, like, obviously you get different weapons and stuff like that. And you can lean towards magic and etc. Staffs and stuff. But if you at some point in that game, if you aren't sword and boarding, you're gonna fail. Like,
and that's what I
dislike.
Because
for a majority of the start of the game, when I played Dark Souls for the second time through, when I actually finished it, my favourite sword in the game is the Zweihander. It's a big 2-handed motherfucking sword. A lot of people call it the cheap sword. But it's not, because it's actually viable in the game. Like, and also, like, at the start of the game, you can't swing it. You have to dual hand it. No shield, so you have to deal with a lot of slow hits and stuff like that. It's a very slow fucking sword. So it's like I built my character up into strength, and so then I could like sword and board the Zweihander and stuff. But Dark Souls 3 will bring back the mana bar. Which will play into either a particular class's special skill, and so they're showing the thief off, and it's like, oh, the thief, like they're bringing like more emphasis on archery, sort of, so like the thief can like fire off multiple shots in one go.
Yeah.
But at a cost of like ammunition and mana.
Yeah, it was something I disliked about Dark Souls, because I want to be able to choose how I play it. And them all be viable. I want it to be like, oh, I want to play an archer. Let's go into it and let's keep our distance and take things out with archery. But...
Like, archery was a mistake of even including it in the game.
Yeah.
It's literally the only time archery's ever viable is if you want the dragon sword, where you shoot a dragon in the ass for a bit and the only time I ever used archery in any of the Souls games was like to cheat the system.
Right.
So it's like, oh, right, okay, I can just stand here and shoot these arrows until I've run out and take out this boss character from afar, and then go in for like the killing swing without having to deal with it.
That's how I play my fantasy games.
But no, Dark Souls, like Souls games in general aren't about that. If you want to get all wankery over it, they're about conquering your fear, essentially. Like, you need to take on one-on-one, head-to-head, one-on-one, you need to do this because this is the way we want you to play. It's a fantasy game. It's a weird one. It's a weird one in that it gives you the choice to build this class in any way, shape or form from like a jumping off point. Because like obviously like Bloodborne at the minute, we aren't playing towards the strengths of what our class was. We've gone almost all strength.
Yeah.
In a way, just so we can hit hard and get out of there.
To be fair, we didn't know any better.
No, we didn't know any better. But like I've been reading up on like Bloodborne stats and stuff like that.
Tell us.
Yeah, like. But Dark Souls, like the reason I'm excited for 3 is because it's bringing back that almost fear that Bloodborne eliminated. At this point, like, we aren't even scared of what's coming up, because, like, Emilia is hard boss and we'll eventually beat it, but the fear is no longer there. It's extracted because we're looking at it from... Because, one, we've watched it. We've seen all this shit before. Like, okay, we're going in blind in some cases and stuff like that, but, like, for, like, a majority of Bloodborne, we're going in like, nah, we'll just take it as it comes.
Yeah.
Whereas Dark Souls is like, I have no fucking idea what. Like, I've seen one of the bosses and it's like, wait, how the fuck do you even try and beat that? It's a giant fucking tree that can pick you up if you get close to it and shoots poison at you. It's like, okay, right, what the fuck? Whereas with Dark Souls 2, it was like, okay, this boss goes around in a circle on a chariot, I just need to figure out the trick. Because obviously that's going to be in Dark Souls 3 as well, but I don't know. Dark Souls 3 I'm getting more and more excited for as I go along.
Yeah.
And it's, that video, like, showing, like, glimpses of the big boss characters that you're going to fight, especially that giant. I want something fucking... I want to... Because Demon Souls had a giant in it. Like, proper huge ass
giant.
giant.
So when we say giant, like, how big are we talking? Like
this was
like full on massive spectacle.
This was towering over you. Like, you had to run around like this castle grounds just to avoid it. Like,
Give it a banana for scale.
Get out of here.
Tinterwebs.
Imgur. But yeah, Dark Souls is a thing. It's gonna happen. We're gonna be on point with Dark Souls. I don't know when it comes out. I think it's April. Or March. So depending on when it comes out and what deadlines are like, we might be streaming that for a majority of a day.
Sure.
It's the current plan in my head.
Yeah.
So nothing new to share. Ollie.
Okay, here's the segue. So we're going from one brutally difficult game to another.
Here we go. It's time.
XCom 2.
Take back Earth.
Is absolutely fucking ruthless.
Yeah, so you were messaging me at what, like 2 o'clock this morning?
Something like that.
I was asleep.
You were asleep.
I almost want to say it's too hard, but it's as hard as it should be. It's as hard as a tiny underground organisation that literally has staff of about 5 people taking on an entire alien race that's taken over a planet. It's as hard as that sounds.
So the basis of XCOM 2 is
the aliens won. The aliens have kind of put out all their propaganda and convinced the Earth that they're the good guys and that they're doing the right thing for Earth.
And then the council from the first game have given in.
They've surrendered to the aliens. They're like on the alien side now.
Yeah.
The aliens have Advent, and they have the Advent troopers, which are basically just soldiers.
Are they humans who've signed up to work for them?
So in the storyline, they're like the police,
yeah,
and they're obviously like patrolling the streets, and the like human population thinks they're human, but when you take their helmets off, they're
gross aliens.
They are human, but they're like genetically altered with alien DNA.
Okay, so it's like you're out to expose the aliens for what they really are.
And you are just this like tiny guerrilla operation, and you start off and you've literally, there's about 5 of you. You've got like your doctor, your engineer, a few people in command, and then whatever soldiers you want to recruit. As you know with XCOM, when these soldiers die, they don't come back, they don't respawn, they're gone. But so there's a lot more customization now, which was something I'd hoped for.
You even said last week
you
wanted
something
more
that I want, and they've not gone to great lengths with it. But
you can change.
So it's still just a set number of faces, but there's so many like armor options and things like that. You can have like full helmets or half helmets, and you can change the patterns and the color of the armor. It also gives you the option to So obviously you can change their race, their name, their nationality. It also gives you the option to change their date of birth and basically their backstory. So they'll come with a set bio, which is something generated at random. So like, oh, they were born into the military and they spent their entire life fighting things, and then you can change that. And you can have some fun with it. And like,
I've seen you've been having some fun with it.
Yeah.
You've had a lot of fun with it. I think you've spent. I think it's another XCOM situation where you've been spending more time in the character creation
absolutely,
than anything else.
And then when they die, you can write their epitaph, write a little tribute to them, say goodbye.
It seems like that whole like addition to the game is just playing into what happened with the first XCOM, where it's like people just change the names to their friends' names and stuff like that. So it's like nice that they've like, okay, this is an easy feature to add. We'll just do it.
But yeah, so it helps you get a bit more attached to these guys, but don't get attached for long because they're gonna die. They are repeatedly gonna die. I have gone through so many soldiers. It is just fucking brutally difficult. And
I was like coaching you like with my 4X space game knowledge. Like, yeah, you gotta take what you've learned this run, just restart and do it again.
So I would say this is a lot harder than something like Dark Souls or Bloodborne.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is, in Dark Souls and Bloodborne, you can try over and over again, and you can figure out the strategy.
That's the whole core of the game, and this is like...
But XCOM, it's got procedurally generated maps.
If we want to like compare it to like a 4X game, like Endless Space, because it's like more in line with its strategy. Endless Space, randomly generated maps each time. The issues that you're going to run into randomly generated. You're not going to have enough resources on the starting planet, and that's going to fuck you over the rest of the game.
So it's like even with the story missions, it'll tie into the story because we'll be told like, oh, the aliens are attacking this place, and you need to prevent it to get these guys on your side. But that's the only thing that stays the same. So you go there, and it could be like, oh, they've got a bomb, and you need to disarm it, or you need to get these civilians and evacuate them all. The objective's going to change every time. The place is going to change every time. It could be the same kind of environment, like say you're in a desert. It'll be a desert style area, but the layout will be completely different every single time. So even if you don't want your soldiers to die, you can save before it.
And
but then you go back, you go into it. You're playing a completely different mission.
Oh yeah.
So I did one where I had to. There was an alien transmitter, and I had to destroy that, and then just clear the area after that and evacuate my team.
Yeah.
So I sent in I had my snipers kind of hanging back on the rooftops, watching over. I took 2 snipers. Then I had my medic and the close quarters guy. Sent the close quarters one in. They took out the transmitter thing, and we cleared the area, and it was fine. So I brought my snipers down, and they're in cover because there was turrets patrolling the area, so I need to be out of the way of the turrets. And suddenly, they drop some alien reinforcements, and they drop a giant fucking mech, and the area they decide to drop it is right next to my soldiers. So
distractions.
Yeah. So they've dropped it. I spent all this time covering from the turrets, and they've dropped it right behind me, so I'm not in cover. Instantly wipes out my entire team. Because I've been covering from the one threat left on the map. I have no way to avoid. It's just like they picked it like, okay, you've done well on this mission. You've taken everything out. You've remained hidden. You're in good cover. Now we're just going to punish you for that. And you're just fucked. So this got me to a point where I narrowly... The rest of my... I had 8 soldiers at this point, because I'm still fairly early on in the game.
Yeah.
And I had 4 guys that were gravely wounded, so I couldn't take them on missions for something like 20 days. So I had to go into a mission with 2 of my kind of promoted ones and 2 rookies. And obviously that whole team got wiped out, and I failed the mission. So I get back, and because I've just been building new, like one of the actual story objectives, I had to build a new area where I can skulljack someone, so you can look, it's like an autopsy or something, you can look into their brain. So I had to build a new lab for that, which cost most of my money. So I get back, and I've got no money left to hire new soldiers.
Oh, so you're just fucked.
So-
So like, is it like money's just like a continuing resource?
You have like a monthly budget that comes in, but it takes quite a while to get through a month.
Where do you get that money from?
You
I
can
guess it'll be secret investors and stuff.
you can sell things on the black market, or you can do certain missions that will get you money. So then there was an area that I could scan, and my reward for that was I would get 4 new rookies. So I was like, okay, go to that, scan the area. This takes 7 days. In those 7 days, 2 more story missions have come up, which I've just automatically failed because I have no soldiers to go and do them. By that, you've got the avatar meter, which is kind of like the Doomsday countdown from the start. I don't know what avatar actually is. All we know is it's... So I'm not even far enough into the game to know what the avatar project is.
Yeah.
All we know is it's a secret project that the aliens are conducting that's likely going to kill everyone. So that avatar meter is growing, and by the time I've got these rookies in, it's already half full. So if that happens to me again, game over. I've got to go back to the start of the game and just replay this. And I just know that I'm going to be restarting this game over and over. It's almost just going to be like, oh, I'll start a game here. I wonder how far I can get this time. I may never finish this. It's just a challenge to see how long I can last before the aliens win.
Oh, jeez.
But I'm really fucking enjoying it.
Yeah.
You sadist.
I'm very excited to eventually play XCom 2.
Yeah.
But I am now considering maybe I should play through the first one so I know if I can deal with the stress of XCom.
I didn't play a lot of the first one.
No, like you started last week.
Yeah. I kind of binged on it a bit, but I didn't have a lot of experience on it. But I can already tell that this is another level of difficulty, because at least in the first one, you were fighting off an invasion, and it kind of it showed you weren't going in with a squad of 4 against an entire government. You were just repelling these invaders that, like the sectoids, which were the standard little alien enemy. They've been upgraded. They're still the standard enemy. They're still always there, but they can mind control your troops. They've
just fucked with them.
They've got a lot more health than a standard soldier. They're just such a fucking nuisance. Like, the mind control is the worst, because I had, like, my sniper was the highest ranked person in my squad, and she got mind controlled. Then she started, like, one shot picking off the rest of my squad because she's under their control. And especially if they mind control the one that's like your medic, your medic is going to pick everyone off, and you've got no one to heal them, so everyone is just fucked.
Oh, shit. So if you kill the sectoid...
If you kill the sectoid while they're under mind control, they will be free from control. But there are some times when you realise, I'm not going to be able to kill the sectoid.
In time for...
Yeah, so I think they're mind control for 3 turns. But if you realise that you're not going to be able to kill the sectoid, and your teammate is going to kill you, you will have to kill your teammate. They become an enemy, and you just start thinking, right...
Is it worth just killing this person?
Yeah, I'm going to have to kill them to save the other 3. And there's been times when I've literally been sending... If there's been an objective like hacking something, disarming something, or destroying like a signal or something, I've just been sending the guy in on a suicide run. I've just been like, right, these 3 guys, you hang back, you go in there, you destroy it, you're going to get killed. But if we all go in, we all die. At least these guys can hang back, and then once we've got the aliens' attention, they can pick them off. Poor fucking Wesley Murphy, my little Australian rookie, he just went on a big old suicide run.
Oh, jeez.
And, well, no, it was useless in the end, because my whole strategy backfired and the whole team died, but...
Wobbed straight into his grave.
Yep. So I was going with kind of wrestling, not puns, just...
Alternatives.
Almost wrestler names.
Yeah.
I had Mandy Orson, which was my strange bald woman. I had Javier Woods, Cassie Kingston, and Edward Langston. All died. No, Eddie survived, but Eddie is gravely wounded.
Well, it needs the power of positivity.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm now currently using alliterative names Marvel style. So I've got John Johnson, Steve Stevenson, and Fernando Fernandez.
Oh.
The creative juices are flowing.
Yep. I think every run of this I do, I'm just going to have a different theme for names. Might have a Simpsons one or something.
Yeah.
Is there anything else, Ollie?
That's pretty much what's taken up all my time.
Yeah. I realised this might be the first week in a while that I've not actually played anything new.
Yeah.
Like, off the top of my head, I can't actually think.
Yeah.
I've been looking at stuff. I've been
Bit
going,
of
I really want to play Unravel.
Yeah.
I want to play Firewatch. I want to play some of February's games that are coming out. Far Cry Primal looks cool.
Yeah, we've got a bunch of stuff coming out this month, but it's just not out yet.
No. But at the same time, we've been playing quite a bit here in the offices, in the classrooms, in the newsrooms.
It sounded so official when you said offices.
Offices kind of is an office. We have a time schedule.
The Games Link office.
The Games Link office. I think we should get a sign. Like
definitely not
like,
just a uni building room.
No, you know.
We just slap our logo on the door.
It belongs to us.
Games
now.
Link.
Games
Work in
Link.
progress.
In
I think
Aroni
that describes it all,
font. Games Link beta.
really. Yeah.
So I just I'm looking at like news and stuff like that.
On the fly.
On the fly, because we forgot to print it out.
We looked at some stuff briefly, didn't we?
There was a lot of trailers out, but that's about it.
Me.
Super
Jesus
Bowl halftime
Christ.
trailers happened.
So
It's not really game stuff, but alright.
if you want to like show what the fucking content wheel that most websites work on at the minute, like just to get clicks, etc., etc. You know, they've got to keep a business running, and sometimes there's not a lot of news.
Yeah.
So like the Super Bowl is like in this this current era of like web journalism and stuff like that, like a lot of clickbait, etc. Kotaku regressed into what it kind of ditched at some point. There was a post that they posted an article today. Lady Gaga looked like Blaziken. If you want to like encapsulate what the Super Bowl does to nerd websites, there were a shit ton of trailers.
There were.
But no, not even trailers.
30-second
30-second
TV
TV
Adverts,
spots,
yeah.
like teasers.
Yeah.
And oh my god, Deadpool has his 30 seconds of Deadpool, and most of it's just titles with dates when to go to the cinema. You cretins.
Literally just like the same bit of video with a different audio like line
Yes,
over the top
like,
of it. Because you can't see Deadpool's mouth moving, so
So
you
he-
can fucking saying anything.
Yeah.
That shot of him upside down in the car, they've used that in all the trailers,
I think-
and they've literally just put a different line over the top
I
of
think
it.
I've seen like every take they've done from Deadpool through
Yeah.
like that first half of the movie.
Literally, instead of, oh, did I leave the stove on?
Yeah.
Now it's, I'll see you on Friday, America.
It's like
Literally it.
and people now like GameSpot, Polygon, etc., etc., etc. You know, are like all of them have put like here are the best Super Bowl ads, and it's like they're adverts.
Yeah, wasn't there
Stop ranking them.
Oh,
That's
Krang was in
literally
the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles one.
they are
Was there
literally.
a Captain America one?
Yeah, Civil War was there.
There was an X-Men one.
There was an X-Men one. There was.
I heard that Pokemon was getting its first ever Super Bowl.
It
was
was.
ahead of time.
Yeah,
but
that was
I
released.
didn't even know what it was. Was it
That-
just a Pokemon
It was
thing?
literally
No.
just celebrating the anniversary.
20 years. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was.
Just
It's
like-
actually.
It was a pretty cool advert.
It was a pretty cool advert for Pokemon.
Just didn't have any reason.
There was no reason for it, but
Oh.
it's like a nice. It's a nice little. It would be a nice little thing to see on
Nostalgic hit.
YouTube.
I'm oddly kind of looking forward to the 27th for Red and Blue and Yellow coming out
Oh,
on the
shit, that
eShop.
does-
I forgot about that.
I forgot about that. Yeah, no, they're releasing like multiple
I mean, that
2DS's for it.
Yeah, I mean that is purely just feeding off nostalgia.
Yeah.
But But it's probably the single most nostalgic thing
Yeah.
there is for me in terms of video games. So, I'll buy it again. I'm excited for it. I'll probably get all 3.
Yeah. Like, the Pokemon one was, was already dissected like a month ago.
Yeah.
It was already posted like a month ago. It's, there's a lot of references in it. There's like, I think it's meant to be like a shot of like Times Square or something. But it's got like a load of like adverts for rare candy and stuff like that on all the billboards and everything.
Oh, I did see that. I
And
didn't
like
realise.
the football team is the football team's going out and it's like I want to be the very best on the wall and they all slap it. Like people are like, wait, is there a new Pokemon game? And it's like no.
Yeah,
they're just prepping you for like the 20th anniversary.
Yeah, I can. When they first announced they had the Super Bowl spot, I was like wondering, is that going to be the announcement for Z or whatever it's going to be?
Pokemon Go will be at GDC.
Okay.
So we should see something from Pokemon Go in the next month.
There's got to be a new main series game soon, though.
I would suspect that they would put something out this year.
It's odd to say that it seems like a while when it's only been like a year and a bit, but there's usually some. Considering the last one was a remake, there's usually something by now.
Yeah, the thing is with Nintendo and like anniversaries at the minute is like Mario didn't really get anything brand new. It was like for the 30th.
Oh, yeah, it got the All Stars pack thing, didn't it?
Yeah, the All Stars pack. 30th was last year.
Oh right, I'm way behind.
The 30th anniversary was last year, so it's like
I don't even know what happened then.
I think the All Stars pack was for the 25th anniversary.
No, I think it was because it was on the Wii, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean,
I'm such an old timer.
In terms of Pokemon, you know how the cycle kind of goes with the remakes. So in terms of remakes, the next one should be 4th gen. I could easily see them doing another remake of 1st gen before they remake 4th gen.
Yeah.
I think 4th gen is too soon to do a remake.
Yeah.
Well, you say that, but it's.
I don't know if people.
It's still playable on the current console.
The level of nostalgia.
It's still playable on the 3DS.
Yeah.
4th
I
gen.
guess so.
So and it's also still like.
But they know just 1st gen in particular. 1st gen sells. People still have that nostalgia, and if they remade it with the X and Y
4th gen's connected. You can connect that with the 5th gen, can't you?
Yes.
Yep.
Was 5th gen black and white?
Yeah.
4th gen was Diamond and Pearl.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was the whole thing.
Oh yeah,
you could get ones from Ruby and Sapphire eventually all the way through your other games.
Yeah, through Pal Park.
Yeah.
Where you have it in the Game Boy.
But can black and white
things,
connect with Gen 6?
Yes, through Bank.
That's right. You connect your DS to the bank, but you couldn't trade them back.
No, so Gen 3 to Gen 4 was Pal Park.
Yes.
And then they had like, I can't remember what it was called, but 4 to 5 was that little thing where you had to like slingshot. There was a mini game where you had to slingshot the Pokeballs.
Yeah.
It was a bit like the time capsule thing from 1 to 2.
Yeah.
And then there was Bank to go between them. But yeah, I could easily see them going back to Gen 1 again.
Oh, I'm like fully expecting something at E3 they'll pull the big guns for the NX. Because the Wii U is, fuck the Wii U at this point. The NX is going to be announced this year.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, allegedly going to be announced this year. E3, like,
not be a surprise.
Like, in my head, like, if Nintendo really want to cement the NX, it's like, you want this day one, hands down.
They could easily launch it with a Gen 1 Pokemon game.
A Gen 6 variant on Gen 1.
Yeah.
HD, fully, or that finally actually play into what people want, which is just give us all the areas in one game. Multiple regions.
I could see them doing multiple
3D,
regions, but I couldn't see them doing all the regions.
Connectivity. Bless you.
Thank you.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I'd love it. But I don't know how
I am not
work.
expecting anything. Like, I'm not expecting them to do this. It's just like 10-year-old me is just like, oh my god, could you imagine if the NX, like, and then 15-year-old critic me is just there, like, if Nintendo really want to like cement.
You know what 10-year-old me wants? I want them to do Gen 2 backwards. I want both regions in the game again, but I want to go through Kanto and then go through Johto as high
So essentially
levels.
Ash's journey.
Yeah.
I'm expecting
it'll be fun.
the next Pokemon game, like they're going to focus on Pokemon Go for a bit, and they're going to go, hey, this is here, and then it's got connectivity with this brand
I just
new
feel
game.
like the next one seems to be set up to be another Kalos one, but I feel like if they announce that, people are going to be disappointed.
Yeah.
Personally, I probably wouldn't. I wouldn't mind it.
I would like. Well,
But
there was that dude. There was that dude in X and Y
who said he
was from a different region.
he was from a distant region.
Yeah.
And he gave you that weird mask thing.
Yeah.
So there's all sorts of
there's all sorts of stuff, but if they really wanted to cement it, and if the NX rumors are true, where it's like it's going to be both the handheld and the full console in one, it could like, hey, here's the handheld Pokemon game everyone likes. You dock the console in the thing, and it becomes this higher res version of on the TV.
Yeah,
because it's been a while since there's been an actual Pokemon game.
Even
on
if it was
console.
just like a full HD battle simulator.
Yeah.
So basically, you'd play your main game and you could just have your battles up on the TV, like with Pokemon Stadium.
But like, it's been proven already. Like, I don't know. The NX is a weird thing. If it's true that like full games will be able to go portable in some capacity, or whether it's just be like the Dreamcast situation, where the VMU stuff, where it's just like, here's a little mini game for you to play, which like,
or whether it be
it's
just kind of like the Wii U, just playing on your
or whether it's like two I don't know. I'm very, very curious as to what they do with Pokemon next, because Pokemon Go is the right direction. Putting it on mobile, but not the actual Pokemon game that people want, but giving them something new is the right way to do it. Yeah. But I'm very curious as to what they do with the NX and Pokemon.
I just feel like the next main series game is going to be something big. Don't quote me on that. It's just it's a feeling.
I can see the news stories now.
Yeah.
Quoting Oli.
Games Link journalist thinks Pokemon is doing something big.
Got that insider knowledge.
But at the same time, like, could you imagine, like, because the 3DS is coming to the end of its life cycle.
Yeah, which is weird because it still
2010 it came out. Yeah. It's nearly 10 years old.
Well, I mean, we only just got into 2016.
If we're rounding up, Joel, it's nearly 10 years old.
It's nearly 10 years old. The maths is not my strong suit.
It's closer to being 10 years old than it is to being 0 years old.
Okay, it's just gone 5 years. God, guys! Jesus. Which 5 years is the Nintendo life cycle for a console.
Okay, yeah.
The Wii U, obviously, is at the end of its life cycle. It didn't do well. It's dead on its arse. Like, I love my Wii U, and they've seen little surges whenever like a game comes out and stuff like that. They've seen little surges. They've dealt with it well. Like, it's not the. I'm thinking that if the NX is what people suspect it is, which is, you have your mobile, you have your portable version and your full version. I bet they sell both versions of the game. So here's your HD one, and then you can take your progress on the go with the NX's new revolutionary feature.
Yeah.
Pretty much crossplay. I bet that entire machine's built around crossplay. Taking Sony's idea and going, fuck it, we can do this better.
So do you see something like Legend of Zelda for Wii U as one of the last big releases for it?
I guarantee that will come out day and date with the NX version, just like Twilight Princess did on GameCube and Wii. Because, hey, the idiots that are going to buy this console day one will want this Zelda game.
Yeah.
I genuinely expect like the if Nintendo weren't so adamant with the press saying like, no, it's coming to the Wii U, then I would have expected like it to have already been cancelled for the Wii U and then as a launch game, because that's how you get people to buy a console day one. You go right, because obviously the rumors from Wall Street came out a few weeks ago, and someone said like, we're expecting like Smash Brothers, Zelda, and something else from their franchise to be launch day I mean, Pikmin 4 is in development. Bet you forgot about that. Put Pikmin out on the NX day one. I'll snap it up like that.
Yep.
Pikmin 3 is fucking amazing.
Yeah, it's in terms of Nintendo, Pokemon's always been that one for me. You put Pokemon out as a major a main series Pokemon game as a launch title with the NX. Yeah, I'll be on it day one.
Like, the reason I bought a Wii day one wasn't just because oh my god, new toy.
Yeah.
And it definitely wasn't The Legend of Zelda, because The Wind Waker is my favourite, but this wasn't going in the Wind Waker direction. Like, Twilight Princess didn't go in the Wind Waker direction, etc. It was the promise of Super Mario Galaxy. And even though it didn't come out till a year later, it was the promise of Super Mario Galaxy, and seeing that game on the E3 DVDs I got from NGC, filmed with a shaky cam in 4:3, and one of them was literally done on a mobile phone, I think, an early mobile phone. And seeing it pop up on YouTube and early YouTube and stuff like that, it's like, holy shit, look at this shit. And then people went the opposite direction. Like 2007, I was buying Metroid Prime 3, people were buying Halo 3.
I'm pretty sure it was Smash Bros. Brawl that did that thing for me.
Yeah,
Smash Bros. That was like, gotta get a Wii.
Smash Bros. Was what sold a lot of my friends on a Wii, and then a lot of my friends sold their Wii because Smash Bros. Wasn't what they remembered from Melee. And it's like, fuck you. Brawl was okay.
Yeah.
I'm
okay.
very excited for E3 this year. Largely because of the NX. I want to know more.
I think Nintendo are going to bring all their guns. They're just going to be like...
Yeah, I hate to say the same thing like I'm saying with Pokemon, but I feel like Nintendo are going to go all out with this, largely because the Wii U was something of a failure.
Yeah.
And they want
they've even admitted, not outright, but you can see the way they're treating the Wii U. That is passive aggressively please just die. A lot of games are coming out for 3DS.
Yep.
There's not been a lot for the Wii U. They still keep developing stuff for the Wii U because it's a good console.
What was it? The Devil's Hand or something?
Devil's Third.
Devil's Third.
Oh, they buried that because they released it over here last summer.
Did they?
Yeah, that came out last summer in the EU, and I think it was because the Americans weren't going to fucking pay attention to the British press and stuff like that, or the EU press of the reviews and stuff. So it's alright, let's do this in 2 parts so we can properly bury this.
Oh, so it was in 2 parts.
Yeah, so no, the game was one whole game, but the release was EU first, let them bury it.
Because I swear I only noticed its existence last month.
Yeah. That's because all the Americans fucking leapt on it this is the worst game ever! Okay. And then it's we've already done this. We've done this. I can still buy it.
I just didn't make a deal out of it.
They only got 150 copies across the board in America.
Wow.
I think it was less than 400 copies across the board.
Wow.
Not sold physical copies GameSpots and stuff.
Wow.
GameStops and stuff.
Yeah.
And over here it's still 40 quid because they know people like me want to get it just for
curiosity.
Yeah, curiosity's sake. But also Nintendo news, February 17th is when Miitomo and the new Nintendo Network thing opens up.
Their app thing.
Okay.
The app thing, God knows what that is. But they announced so I was reading the slides from their business meeting, describing what the new Nintendo service is going to be. And it's going to be you can earn, so they're bringing back, the points thing because people like that. But it's actually going to be stuff that you want and not tap from buying 8 games and putting all the codes in and getting a calendar, a key ring.
I remember the pinnacle was you can have a Link statue.
A mouse mat. A Mario mouse mat.
I think I got the Mario mouse mat. That was during the GameCube era.
Wii points from it.
Yeah, during the GameCube era, I was scratching them all in, putting all the codes in, using the shit internet that we had, and loading all the codes, and then 4 weeks later, this thing would show up. My dad went, "That's it," and I went, "That's it."
Yup.
The keyring was literally that big, and it was just a Mario's head or something, or it's a star.
Yeah.
I think the best thing, free thing from Nintendo I ever got was the Wii condoms.
What?
The Wii for the remote.
Oh, the protective sleeves.
Oh.
The sleeves, the Wii
Not
condoms.
actual Nintendo condoms. I was confused for a moment. There,
I ordered.
Oh, I thought they'd actually branded them.
No.
You just put it on and it goes, do it.
Oh my god. But no, the Wii remote condoms. The Wii remote condoms. That I ordered 5 of them because they were handing them out for free because it was like a safety thing. So it's like, come on. So I ordered 5 of them. Willie's, yeah. And that was like in like I think they like announced like we're doing these because like safety reasons, etc. And I think they announced them like November.
Be safe, kids.
Be safe, kids. I think they announced them like November, so I ordered 5 of them because I was like, what if one breaks? This is a good thing to have. And they didn't arrive until like the May.
Oh.
When I was like packing the Wii to the side and moving Xbox in, it's like this package has come. It was like, what? What?
What are these?
It's like when I had to order the. Well, I didn't have to order. I wanted the Guitar Hero MIDI USB plug-in, so you could use the Guitar Hero controller on the PC.
Oh.
And I got one.
Like frets on fire.
So, it wasn't supposed for that. It's supposed to be like, so you can make music on your PC.
Oh.
Like, if you didn't have an actual instrument that could plug in and stuff like that. But you could also plug it into like actual, because it just had an auxiliary. It was one of these, so you could just plug them into the PC, plug them into the controller, and then plug it into the PC, and it would like work with any electric guitar that had like that input on it.
Yeah.
And I got one, and it's just free. They just had the guitar. Activision were just handing them out for free for some. I think it was so you could collaborate on the PC because some of them were glitching out.
Oh, okay.
And they didn't work with the Wii versions because the Wii version just leached off the Wii remote.
Yeah.
Which was always really weird because you'd have
just literally slot it in.
You slotted it in, so it's like this thing would pop out, and it was like always super awkward to like control the Wii menu with this analog stick. Because like up was down, down was up. It was like complete opposites. But no, they sent me that, and I ordered that. Like that was like quicker than Nintendo sending out these things that are required for safety reasons by law. This thing came like 3 days. God knows where it came from because it stank when I opened it. Don't know where that is now. Honestly, couldn't tell you.
I mean, I see why they had them for safety because I did once hit my friend in the face with the Wii remote.
Oh yeah.
I believe I was playing Just Dance or something. We had to swing it out.
It was an aggressive dance off.
No, it like literally flew out of my hand, and it was like only by the strap around my wrist just swung him in the face.
Was it this time? I can't remember if I did with my. I think my cousin had like broken his ankle or something. It was just healing, and he pissed me off, so I just hit his ankle with the Wii remote.
That's
not Wii remotes being dangerous. That's you being a psychopath.
That's premeditated attack. I think free stuff I got from Nintendo. I got Star Fox 64.
Oh, you actually went and like got actual games and shit.
I got Star Fox 64. I got Castlevania 1, and then I also got the Ocarina of Time soundtrack. That's what I got from Nintendo.
I got
I think you made a better choice than us.
I got the Super Smash Brothers Melee soundtrack from them.
That's good shit.
That was in the mid-2000s.
I literally just had that Mario mouse mat.
I got a Mario mouse mat. What else? No, so where were we with the slides? They would like describing what the Nintendo Network, the new service is going to be, and it's like they're actually giving shit that you want, like discounts. Freebies, free games and stuff like that. So if you earn enough points, and like there's like 3 tiers of points, like I think silver or something like that does like discounts for games and stuff. And it's like that's really good. I think the lowest level one is like just shit for Mii's and stuff like that for Miitomo.
Oh boy.
I'm oddly curious about Miitomo. It's going to be social media and
Sure,
like
download it.
a new thing to chat with my pals on, right?
I guess.
On our Android and iPhone, so we can always stay in communications. Not that an app like this doesn't already exist called WhatsApp.
There's several of them, really.
Several of them. In fact, I think I can just text you and it'll still come through iMessage. Not that I text anyone. Then I'm trying to like work off the top of my head what else happened this week.
There was a little thing about Amiibos.
Oh, fuck Amiibos.
But,
what happened
yeah.
with Amiibos? Oh,
How
that's
they're
right.
all going to work on Pokemon Tournament.
And what
We
do they
don't know
do?
how.
Fuck knows what they do. Something happened with Ubisoft and The Division today. Some developer came out and said like, hey, yeah, the PC version ain't going to be what it's supposed to be because it's got to keep in line with the consoles. And then Ubisoft came out and went, whoa, no, guys.
Don't say that.
Don't say that. And then they said like, no, PC is going to be like, you know, because the developer was like, yeah, it's not fair if the PC version looks the best.
I mean...
Sorry, what?
It'd be extra bad if this was the first time this had happened, right, Ubisoft?
Watch Dogs.
It's totally unfair if the PC version looks the best. It's not like these people have spent thousands on their PCs. It's not like they spent
for this advantage
at least like 800 quid more than a console just so they could look the best. But no, it's got to look the same.
No,
that's not fair.
Yeah, so Ubisoft came out and said like, nah, son.
You PC gamers, you're so much more hardcore.
Well, the thing is like Ubisoft, that's like a lot of the audience will suddenly just fucking turn off if they don't have like full access to like all the graphical options. But really, like a lot of people flip shit over this, and it's like just give it like an hour, and someone will have figured out which INI file to change, and that shit all unlocks. It's like the guy who did the DS Dark Souls fix for PC, which changes it so like, yeah, you can actually play this in 1080p and stuff like that. The port for Dark Souls on PC is bad. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Download DS Fix if you're gonna play it.
Okay.
Because it fixes a ton of shit. 60 frames a second, I think, is still broken a little bit.
Right.
In that the game doesn't know what to do if you're going 60 frames a second and going up a ladder. But yeah, no, the people flipping out, and then Ubisoft came out and said, nah. And people are still flipping out because the game doesn't look as good as it did at E3, which is a moronic thing to think would happen because that is an estimate of what an end of the product would be. Yeah, E3 is not a consumer show. It is a business place.
Yeah, the same thing happened with Witcher 3, didn't it?
Yep.
When it didn't look like the E3 trailer.
And it's like, obviously not. It's not going to look like that.
They fabricated this.
And it's like, they didn't lie to you.
No.
They're coming out and showing what an end product might look like. It's not.
That's why you always get that little text on the bottom of the screen. Not representative.
But they have to show that now because there's fucking morons out there.
Yep.
Exactly.
Is there anything else we want to talk about? I can't think of anything.
Off the top of my head.
We've had our shout.
Right. You can find us on games-link.com. We're everywhere.
Yeah.
Find us. We've got videos up. The Doctor of Desire is in the house.
We've got videos up. We're going to make you all feel miserable on Valentine's Day.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Games-link.com. Special party.